Thank God you came. How many more days could I wait? Make plans with you, and I won't let them fall through. I think I lie for you. I think I die for you. Jealousy cry. I'm already over you. Just can't deal with what you feel.
Hi, this is Tracy Braxton, and you're watching the Bobby
Hi, I'm Laura with the BobbyPin.com.
Hi.
And my question is, Crash and Burn for a debut album is a very interesting name. And I would assume that you're trying to make a statement.
I guess. Yeah, well, listen, man. You gotta. Hey, I know you usually like your religious stuff. I'm gonna be honest with you. I could give two fucks about what's going on with the Jews going.
So you care more about a word than you do about genocide?
Yeah, I care more about black people than I care about genocide.
You care more about
hold on. I just said it. I already said what I said.
You just said that. You care more about
I care more about black people more than I care about that type of shit. Facts.
Okay, but that.
You see how he can't even relate to the genocide that black people went through? He can't relate to that.
This is a word and genocide.
Brother, I just told you, I care more about black people in this country that I live in more than what the fuck is going on over there in Israel and Palestine. I don't care who wins that shit.
Okay, so genocide's happening in Palestine, and a word
don't
is
care.
used in America.
I care about black people.
Yeah, but there's not a genocide on black people.
Well, listen, we gotta nip it in the bud before it gets there. This thing is about to start a race war. Fuck what's going on in Palestine and goddamn Israel.
That's why I said he should stop. That's why fuck what's going on. I don't want to see a race war. I don't want to see people.
Well, this is why listen. You know, sometimes you see how Trump went out there and like clapped that nigga from Iran, that fucking supreme leader. That might have to be Chuck. Get him out of the way because he's trying to start some shit. We ain't trying to do it.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see people die over a word.
Well, he's problematic. We might like somebody might have to just do it. I don't care who do it. Black, white, who cares?
I care. I don't want to see people die for a stupid reason. Advocating for violence is not the way. If
nobody wants to prevent racism. He's the violent one. Yeah. You don't realize he's the violent one?
Majority
the Church of Black Power.
Right? Do you see what he's saying? He's daring people to do something.
Words aren't violent, act. Words aren't violent.
Your rhetoric could be insightful.
But using an individual word is
also, and not only that, he's following. They be trying to get out of the way of him, and he follows them with the camera, antagonizing, using racial slurs, following, and daring them to do things to him.
Act of violence. And so if you want to stop racism, then we can't let words trigger something that makes us violent.
All right, play this.
If you want to stop
I watched him pepper spray a guy who like flipped his hat off or something like that.
Technically, doesn't that count as self-defense? He wasn't arrested for that.
Man, that guy should have blew his.
Legally, doesn't that count as self-defense? I'm not justifying it. Pepper spray. Two girls were eating dinner. I didn't see that.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Like eating dinner, they got hit. Also, when he pepper sprayed, that's not good. But legally in America, that counts as self-defense.
Well, there's a lot of like actual legalities to that because if he's using beer mace, you have to have appropriate force, right? It's the reason why if someone like hits your hat off, you can't shoot him dead. He's using a weapon, right? That is actually illegal in certain places, right? So I'm not sure if that necessarily is self-defense. But, again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm watching some of the nonsense he's doing. I think he's tripping out, okay? I think what he's doing to amuse us, I can't wait to see the conclusion. But I think the conclusion, I don't want him to go to jail.
I don't want to see him go. I don't want to see people die. Like I don't think that's good.
I don't think he's going to die.
Get into the. You were saying that somebody can get a GoFundMe, and I don't know. I'm seeing like rappers, NLE Chop was saying that he's going to do something. It's just not good. It's a bad situation.
He's just going to get a little wake up call. And I'm not saying it's going to be violent, but I know how this story ends. This story ends with him getting a wake-up call, and he goes from Chud the Builder to
the Church of Black Power.
Just a Karen the bitch, where like he's now like, okay, I'm not this type of antagonistic guy. I'm the victim, and we'll see how that goes. But I think history has shown us that people like this, you know, the thing they could always fall back is their whiteness, right? He has whiteness that he can always fall back on after he sheds this entire like act. It's a shtick. It's an act. It's an act that has worked. It's antagonist.
You're right, because he got a bond. He violated his first bond from somewhere else, and he still got a bond. I don't get it.
The guy literally said,
"He can't feel it. He has no feeling towards that. After all, you guys are just subhumans. Y'all don't deserve respect."
Because from what I found out, usually black people are the least violent when it comes to all of this type of shit.
It's funny how you started this off like being against racism, and now you're saying 9/11 Muslims. Who are 9/11 Muslims?
The ones who did 9/11.
Yo, people.
It's like 7 of them. Right? Yes. Yes. Nigga, no.
So you're saying the hijackers, what was it, like 12 people? You're saying those 12?
Whatever they stood for,
and
them extreme.
those 12 hijackers?
No. Them extreme ones. Yes. Them extreme niggas. Them niggas.
What? Who are they?
Brother, you trying to be obtuse. The niggas will be blowing themselves up. Whatever Muslims are those.
No, you made it a race thing. You said not the black Muslims, so now you're making it a race thing. So
yeah, I'm definitely not my Muslims from Philly. Those are some cool ass niggas.
Not the Philly Muslims. So which Muslims? Be specific.
The ones that be doing all that suicide bombing. Go fuck with them niggas.
Who? So
I don't know. I'm gonna tell you.
You don't know race, but you know they're not black, so you must know what race they are.
I don't know what race they are.
But you know they're not black?
Well, hold on. You
sounds like you're being obtuse now.
Wait.
Sounds like you're being a little obtuse.
No. I'm glad you're saying that. You see how much you start to care when I start throwing the blame over there? You see?
No.
That's why I keep telling you. Leave black people out of this shit. Hold on.
Has no reach.
Yo. Hold on. Nah. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. Listen. This is what we talk.
Y'all, that's what I saw too. Immediately I saw, soon as he said something about a Muslim, his whole demeanor changed. He got pissed. Yes, because he cares about his race. All right, y'all? Y'all just look and listen. So much for the black and brown coalition. Just listen and look and learn. Y'all gonna learn today about how they feel about us.
All right, okay. Yeah, he need to go fuck with like the Palestinians. That's what we need to go do.
Okay, they're under a genocide right now. You want?
Hey, now go fuck with them. Ew, just leave black people alone.
Okay, what word do you think Chud the Builder could use to Palestinians that will elicit the same reaction?
A terrorist.
He should go find out. I don't want to know.
The thing is, it doesn't exist. There's no word.
Listen.
English language
terrorist
has that same.
Hey, hold on. My thing is, we want Chud to go terrorize the Jewish people, the Palestinians, some Asian niggas, Indians too. Everybody but the black people. We've been through enough. We just want to chill. We trying to cop the new the AP/SWAT collab. Go over there, Chud. Go to Palestine, gang. Like, leave us alone.
There's no, you said Asians. There's no, what word can he use?
I don't hear what I'm saying.
It doesn't exist.
What I'm saying is
there's no word to get Asians angry like that.
Okay, I don't care if it's just words. Do whatever you can to incite them. With whatever. Do whatever you can to incite them. Or even if it's religion, go disrespect their religion. Go do whatever. Because by the way, we also have freedom of religion, right? Go do that. Go show up to synagogues, mosques, and all them other shits and do what you want to do to disrespect those religions, and let's see what happens. Leave black people alone. Right? Like I think you should do some demonstration at the mosque, right? Wouldn't that be cool? Then let me ask you a question. Would it be cool if he goes to like who be at the mosque? That's Muslims. If he went there and he's seeing people kneeling and said, "Oh, y'all chimping out. Oh, y'all chimping. Oh, y'all kneeling? Y'all praying? Oh, y'all chimping out. Look at these motherfuckers chimping out right here. Look at them. They're all kneeling. They're chimping out. That would be amusing too, right?"
I didn't say it was good. I said
no, you said it was funny. Would that be amusing? Would it be amusing if he showed up to the mosque, he put the camera up, and he said, "Look at all these niggas. They're on their knees on the mat. They're chimping out."
Niggas, don't say that.
Okay.
First he said.
All right. Suppose he said that. No. Suppose he said that. Would it be?
But you said the 9/11 hijackers were Saudi.
Okay, so you're trying to switch the conversation. You said when he had a conversation with black people, it was amusing. Brother, you said when he had a conversation with African Americans or whatever, it was amusing. Do you think that would be amusing if he showed up to one of these religious places where people are praying, knee on the mat, doing all this stuff, Allahu Akbar shit, and he grabs his camera and said, "Look at these motherfuckers chimping out"? Would that be amusing to you?
I'm saying he should.
No, would it be amusing? Because you said it was amusing when he was talking to the blacks.
I said he shouldn't antagonize people that are.
I know you said that, but you said it was amusing. You said it was funny. Would that be funny?
That's not funny.
Why?
Y'all see that? Y'all gonna learn that is no such thing as black and brown coalition. And just listen at him. He feels like a whole lot of them feel, y'all.
Is that not funny? But the ankle monitor on the black guy's foot, him doing that, why is that funny?
Because he first says, "What are those?" to his shoes, and then he looks at his shoe and he has an ankle monitor. That's fine.
Okay, so if he.
So how karma's hit? It's karma because we can see, or what I can hear, allegedly, what appears to be chain on Chud's feet when he comes through the courtroom. Now, is that funny?
Goes to
that's separate from the word.
Okay, so if he goes to the place where people are praying and they're bowing down on the mat, and he says, "What are those? They're chipping out." That's funny. That would be pretty funny, right?
There's a difference between like worship and then being in public.
Whoa, Sneeko, what you mean? So that's not funny?
The difference is, the point I'm making is there's no word in. Is there a word? Is there a specific word? Like disrupting people who are praying peacefully.
It's not about a word. It's the disrespect of another human being. That's what this is about.
That's just
disrupting homeless people who are minding their fucking homeless business.
I also said that's wrong. You shouldn't be antagonizing people like that.
But you said it was funny though. You said I would try to find the humor if he went to the place of worship and he was just like, "Yo,
I don't think
look, they're speaking like some other language. They're chipping out. Look, they're praying."
Okay, there's some things within the videos, like I pointed out, like the ankle monitor, that are objectively kind of funny. Like banter back and forth. One guy's filming. He's like, "Hey, forgot to record." Some of that stuff is situationally funny. In a vacuum, it's not. And the point is, there's no individual word that equates to that word where you're going to get the same reaction out of people. There's not.
Sneeko, you're trying to make it about a word. I've told you this is about blatant disrespect. And again.
And I said you shouldn't blatantly disrespect people.
Well, that's the point. I know you want to. There's always going to be a thing that will be disrespectful. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if it's a word. It might be an action that might even not be violent, right? Like if he shows up to the mosque and everybody praying on them carpets, he whips on the carpet. Is that disrespectful or not?
That's literally illegal. That's public indecency. Like that's also pissing that. Like
all right, he just does it. But all right, he spits on it. He spits on it. He spits on the rug. What?
Yeah, that's also considered assault.
He assaulted the rug?
Spitting on people is
not on the person. He just spit on the rug. He just disrespects it.
Yeah, that's wrong. What is the point?
Okay, he goes there.
What does this have to do with using it?
The point what I'm trying to say is that when it comes to black people finding offense of things that they feel is offensive, you're like, well, why don't y'all just stop being offended by the word? However, if I then showcase a situation where another group of people, where someone tries to disrespect them, you can't repurpose the disrespect. You want black people to repurpose the disrespect.
Great. There's a great analogy here. Do you see how you're equating this individual word that doesn't have real meaning unless you to the whole?
Every word has meaning, bro.
Live streamer who is now charged with attempted murder. We've been following the story of the guy online known as Chud the Builder, but his name is Dalton Etherly. You may remember we first reported earlier this week he got kicked out of a Nashville restaurant. Police arrested him for reportedly skipping out on a tab of about $400. Well, then days later, he's involved in a shooting outside the Clarksville courthouse. He got shot, another person got shot, and now he's facing charges of attempted murder.
Clarksville police say that Dalton Etherly And another man got into a fight yesterday. This happened outside the courthouse there in Clarksville. Etherly goes by the name Chud the Builder online. He is known for antagonizing people on camera. Now, the Montgomery County Court records show that Etherly was due in court yesterday morning over a debt to a credit card company. Police say that both men involved were taken to hospitals. Etherly was booked into the Montgomery County Jail. He is charged with attempted murder as well as aggravated assault. Now, you may remember that Etherly made some headlines earlier this week when he was arrested in Nashville for live streaming at a restaurant on Broadway. They asked him to leave.
Y'all remember somebody said that Chud said that he was pointing to the guy that had ankle braces on his feet. And that's what he was doing. He was laughing at the guy with the black guy with the ankle braces on his feet. But what karma just came right back. I'm sure he got some chains on his feet right now. Let's just see if he like that. But Chud looking off for stress right now. His mama ain't in there. His family, his wife, his kids, the white supremacists. If nobody's in there for Chud. Now y'all pay attention to that bailiff. He's staring Chud down. Chud, I would hate for that to have to deal with that bailiff that's staring you down because he's not going to be so nice to you.
He would not. They arrested him for theft of services there.
Pay attention to this bailiff right here.
In just 2 hours, Dalton Etherly, who goes by the name of Chud the Builder, which you just mentioned, will be in court for multiple charges, including attempted murder. Now, Etherly is known for posting racially charged content on Wednesday.
Y'all, please look at the brother right there. That brother staring him down, and Chud got his eyes closed. Chud too scared to look at. I can feel Chud. Hey.
Investigators say Etherly got into a fight with another unidentified man, which led to a shooting in front of the Montgomery County Courthouse. As of now, the motive remains unknown. This comes days after Metro Police arrested Etherly for refusing to pay for his meal at Bob's Steak and Chop House in Nashville. I spoke to Clarksville attorney Alan Rosas, who also witnessed the shooting.
Actually getting ready for a 1:30 criminal court that I had. I was behind the building talking to another attorney when I heard what I thought to be one gunshot and then 2, 3, 4 gunshots.
Moments after the shooting, Etherly live streamed on pump.fun, claiming self-defense. Dalton Etherly is currently behind bars for multiple charges, including attempted murder in connection to a shooting in front of the Montgomery County Courthouse. This comes as Etherly's racist online content has gained national attention.
I heard the gunfire and looked up, and everyone in the cafes, everyone's heads turned.
Clarissa Greaves is still in shock a day after deputies say a shooting broke out in front of the Montgomery County Courthouse. Greaves tells me it happened shortly after 1 p.m. while she was working at a nearby coffee shop, seeing the aftermath unfold from the window.
Pretty scary.
This video shows a man identified as Dalton Etherly on a stretcher surrounded by crime tape. Etherly is a live streamer known for using racial slurs.
Well, from what I've seen from his videos, I don't know how that could make anyone feel safe.
Moments after the shooting, Etherly live streamed on pump.fun, claiming self-defense.
He said, you start saying all that shit about me, I'm going to hit you. He hit me, started wailing on me.
Investigators say Etherly and an unidentified man got into a confrontation and gunfire erupted. Investigators did not answer what started it, but did say both men were taken to area hospitals. But it's not Etherly's.
We all know who started it. Y'all, please, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all something now. $1.25 million for his bond. He does not supposed to get a bond. So we're still singing grace for this white supremacist because he already was out on bond. So he has violated the first bond. He should never have gotten a bond. And I noticed they did not charge him with a hate crime speech.
Running with the law. Saturday evening at the restaurant Bob's Steak and Chop House in Nashville, Etherly is accused of refusing to pay $371 for his meal. Officers later arrested Etherly on multiple charges, including theft, but he posted bond. Greaves tells me she's not surprised things escalated, given Etherly's reputation.
I think it was kind of bound to happen.
The family who claims Etherly shot their loved one, could not be reached for comment.
Richard Woods is failing our kids. On the job, he's absent. It's time to raise the bar.